Hello, I'm Tony Svejcar with the Agricultural Research Service, and I'm here to present an Eastern Oregon Ag Minute. This week I want to bring you up to date on some of the changes and future trends at the Eastern Oregon Ag Research Center. Many of you know that we recently lost an excellent scientist when Chad Boyd returned to Texas. Chad had been with us for about 6 years. He led our riparian research program and had also become our contact person on sage grouse. He served on many sage grouse-oriented committees, and I suspect he played a big role in bringing science and reason into many of the discussions. When Chad left, I doubted we would be able to find another person to cover both riparian and sage grouse issues, so we needed to decide where to place the emphasis. We put a great deal of thought into the decision, including a lengthy discussion with our advisory committee. In the end, we all agreed that the highest priority right now is dealing with sage grouse and other sagebrush-dependent species. We are in the process of advertising for a research scientist who can focus on sagebrush steppe ecology and how management actions, such as fire and grazing, influence habitat. We still need to provide information on riparian management, but there are other programs in the state that can help fill that niche. This week, I'm discussing some of the shifts or adjustments that we're engaged in at the Eastern Oregon Agricultural Research Center. One of our major goals is to make research information more accessible for managers and other interested individuals. We've done a good job of publishing in scientific journals and making the information available to scientists and other research groups, and that needs to remain a priority. However, we think that we can do a better job of writing for a broader audience. Last year, a group of our scientists authored a publication titled Biology, Ecology, and Management of Western Juniper. The intent was to pull together the vast majority of published information on western juniper and to provide color pictures, charts, and graphs that illustrate the major points. For years, our customers have been telling us that this type of synthesis publication should be a priority. Few people really want to sort through all the scientific journals. This year we published an Eastern Oregon Ag Research Center progress report. The report contained 2 to 3 page summaries of about 40 different research projects. Again, this is a color document with pictures and simple graphs to illustrate the main points. These 2 documents were time-consuming and somewhat expensive to produce, but if they make our research more useful, then I think the effort is certainly worthwhile. Yesterday I mentioned that we're trying to make our information more accessible to everyone who is interested. In this day and age, we have to acknowledge the importance of the Internet as a means of providing information. And of course, the Eastern Oregon Ag Research Center has a website. All of our publications from 1985 to present are available on the website. These publications are in PDF format, which means that they are very easy to download. For those of you who shy away from the Internet, we also have a complete reprint library in our main office building. Anyone who wishes to can browse through the reprints of all publications from 1948 to present. If you want to access our website, just enter EOARC, Eastern Oregon Ag Research Center, in any Internet search engine, Yahoo, Google, or whatever, and it should take you to our website. I don't like to give out a website address verbally because if you're like me, you'll forget it before I'm done with this Ag Minute. If all else fails, you can always call us at 573-8900 and we can help you find information on any study conducted at the Research Center. This week I've been talking about some of the major trends at the Eastern Oregon Ag Research Center. And one of those trends is that we will place more emphasis on decision tools in the future. By decision tool, I mean something that can be used by managers to improve decision making. I've talked about this topic in the past, but thought an update might be in order. We are now several revisions into a juniper field guide that should be useful for planning juniper management projects. This type of tool is especially useful for someone who does not have a great deal of field experience. The more seasoned managers may be interested in reviewing the field guide, but they probably already know the steps required for implementing these field projects. We're also working on a revegetation decision tool. This really consists of a flow chart and a series of questions that a person should ask themselves before conducting a rangeland revegetation project. This sort of effort also shows us where the large knowledge gaps are. In this case, there are plenty. Most of the decision tools really just cause people to ask a series of questions and help them walk through a thought process. It's pretty simple, really. This week I've been discussing some of the major shifts in emphasis at the Eastern Oregon Ag Research Center, and today I'll summarize. From the standpoint of scientific staff, we will have more emphasis on sagebrush steppe ecology and management impacts on habitat, and there will be less emphasis on riparian management. In all of our program areas, we'll be working on making our research results more available and easier to read for a non-scientific audience. This includes providing synthesis publications for high-profile issues. Now, that may sound easy, but it really isn't. We're also committed to putting our information on the website. And finally, we will be putting more effort into developing management guides and decision-making tools for land and livestock managers. Some of these tools will simply walk people through a thought process, and some will use software to predict outcomes, weight gains of cattle, for example. I'm Tony Svejcar. Thanks for listening.